Spongebob's house has some obscure rooms in it. From the garage to the laundry room to the library, he got a lot of rooms in general. And the most obscure one might be his roof, that is actually like a room of its own. Hey! And y'all thought we were done with Spongebob's house. After his library and garage, I gotta say it's his roof that interests me the most, so it's only right to take a look at it for part 3 of the curious case of Spongebob's house. Spongebob's roof is not in a lot of episodes, like you'd think it appears at least like as much as the library, but no. The first time we see it, well, it's the first time we see Spongebob's house, of course, in Help Wanted.
Ah, the sea. So fascinating. So wonderful. Here we see Bikini Bottom, teeming with life. Home of one of my favorite creatures, SpongeBob SquarePants. Yes, of course he lives in a pineapple, you silly.
Like, at this point, it's probably not considered his roof yet, since this is just how pineapples look. But if we jump forward a bit, in the season, there is the episode Jellyfish Jam, which is the first time we see him go up here, after the jellyfish in his house starts crashing out on him. So here we see a few things. Firstly, there is quite a lot of space up here. Comparing this to how it looks from the outside earlier in the episode, you wouldn't think there was this much space up here.
Gary!
SpongeBob gets up here using his hatch, that is like right here. And under it we see that there are green stairs leading up to the roof. We can't see much below, and we don't see which room he gets up here from. And as someone who has looked at this house's stairs and doorways a lot before, I can tell you there's not gonna be an easy answer to that one.
You were right. Thanks for not rubbing it in.
The leaves of SpongeBob's roof, if you can call them that, I don't know, they look like leaves to me. Anyway, they are huge, like SpongeBob can sit next to one and look like he's in a, I don't know, a cathedral or something.
Gary, don't stop shaking it.
The roof returns pretty shortly after in the second episode of season 2, Something Smells, ironically right after a very important library scene.
Just do what I do when I have problems. Scream! Come on, buddy, I'll help you. Okay now, say it. Say it.
This right here is a good view of the roof. Like, we've seen SpongeBob's house from above in some earlier episode, probably. But this is kinda putting into perspective how big the roof is. Because like, any other time we see the house from like any upward angle, it's just like the leaves, like the pineapple top, like it looks normally. You don't see like the space, like the actual floor space up here, but here we do.
I can't.
SpongeBob, you're never gonna feel better till you get this thing off your chest.
I know, Patrick.
Like, it don't seem very accurate to how big it was in the last appearance, but in this episode it's pretty accurate when we see it from other views.
No, proud.
I'm ugly and I'm proud.
Good, say it louder.
I'm ugly and I'm proud.
Louder.
I'm ugly and I'm proud.
Louder.
Sadly, we don't get a big shot of the place from this view. However, we do get a view of Squidward's roof as well, you know, sticking to the theme of roofs.
I'm ugly and I'm proud. I am ugly and I'm proud. I'm ugly and I'm proud.
Is that that what he calls it?
In the season 4 episode Best Day Ever, SpongeBob goes up here to get Gary.
Feeling so extra ecstatic, it's the best day ever. Hey, Gary!
We don't actually see the roof here except for the leaves. Also, SpongeBob don't need to use the hatch and stairs. If he's happy, he can just walk on the outside. Although right after he walks out the door, so he probably took the stairs down anyway. He also uses the outside way of getting up here in the game Battle for Bikini Bottom. Both versions, I think, both like the original and the rehydrated version. Where there's like an obstacle course you gotta do to get the spatula on the roof.
Feel like a new sponge.
After Best Day Ever, the roof is only seen from the outside until... or I mean, it's always seen from the outside, it is outside, but you know what I mean, you don't see the floor space until season 7 in the episode Love That Squid, where SpongeBob has a risk school up here with Squidward.
Now it is the chit-chat part of the date. Amuse her with interesting conversation.
Oh, chit-chat. Can you believe this weather we're having?
Now this place looks huge. Like, just compare it to when SpongeBob and Patrick was here in Something Smells. Or even better, compare it to 5 seconds earlier in the episode when we saw it.
Okay, now at this stop sign, turn right.
Okay,
Now at this light, make a right.
gotcha.
Then at this street here, make a right. And then at this intersection there, make a right. And then park right near that orange building just up ahead.
Does SpongeBob's roof's leaves like widen when he opens the hatch? Cause this is not the same roof.
Squidward, would you please pass the roasted kelp?
Here you go, ma'am.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Hey, Squidward. Who's the lovely lady sitting across from you?
The roof is looking pretty similar to how it did in Jellyfish Jam, but now the leaves are more compact, really making it feel like they are in a room and not on the top of a pineapple.
How is this supposed to help me on my real date? Which, by the way, begins in 5 minutes.
Squidward, wait! We haven't covered...
Here the hatch is not back, and instead there's just a hole there. Big downgrade, but something interesting happens when SpongeBob follows him down here.
We haven't covered all the tenets of Dating 101 yet! Squidward, wait! There's a couple more tenets!
This is supposedly the stairs you take to get up to the roof, and probably the same green stairs we saw under the hatch in Jellyfish Jam.
As I was saying,
But this poses a new question, because these stairs lead somewhere else, as we see in A Pal for Gary in the same season as this episode.
who could have done this? There was no one here except for... Gary. I bet he's jealous about the new friend. Gary, you are in big trouble, mister!
Without any doubt, the same stairs, and that would mean that these stairs continue upward. We see these stairs in a couple of episodes leading to the library, and technically there could be more on the side, although this scene from Something Smells kinda suggests that they stop here.
SpongeBob, can I borrow some bath beads?
This is also the same episode where they are on the roof, so it's really confusing. Like, are there a different set of stairs that looks the same, that you like continue to the side, or... You know, it's kinda confusing, and unfortunately there's legit no more examples. The library was in what, like 20 episodes? SpongeBob visits his roof in 4 episodes, and one of them is arguable even. I'm surprised that unless I missed an episode, there is no modern episode that uses this location. It's probably coming though. It should also be added that SpongeBob has an attic in a modern episode, like in a pretty recent one. I think it's a season 14 episode. It's Squidget Box, right? I think. And him having an attic suggests that there is like space above the library, right? And that would mean that, I don't know, I'm gonna play the scene and then, I don't know, this room is really confusing.
I have put off cleaning my attic for way too long.
This house is really confusing, and we're not really gonna have any answers until we've like taken a look at every single room in his house. And that is probably coming, like, I think by 2030 or something we're probably gonna have covered every room, if we like keep up this pace.